Hey everyone, this is going to be a quick review on the Cold Steel Escrima Sticks. Now I've had these for a few months now and I've been using them regularly, and I have to say they are really nice sticks, very durable. They are about 2 to 3 times the weight of a normal rattan stick, which can be both an advantage and a disadvantage because that extra weight means you're going to gain strength, but when you're doing paired practice, these hit harder than a normal rattan stick. The length of these is not 32 inches as the description says, but it's 33 1/4 inches, which in my opinion is even better because it gives you more possibilities doing with the length. One other nice thing about these is that you can trim them. So this is not the factory length. This is shorter as my instructor prefers. These are about 28 inches, and they work out really good at this length. Now, onto the cons of these. First one is that these come with sharp corners when you first get them. Believe it or not, it's a lot like this, although this is the part I cut off. It's a lot like this, and this was the first part that I rounded, but then I ended up shortening it. And what I did was I just took a file and some sandpaper and I rounded them and then I sanded them smooth. So these are really safe now, more safe anyways than the really squared off corners. Another thing to keep in mind is that when I first shortened this one, because I got one of these and then I bought another, when I first shortened this one I shortened it from this end, and when I cut it, there was a 1/2 inch hollow spot right in there. I cut it, took a screwdriver, stuck it in there, and it went in about a 1/2 inch. So I took a file and I just kept filing it down further and further until finally it was down to solid polypropylene again. And after testing this one out, I decided before the review I wanted to know if that was just a fluke. So I bought this one as well. So this one here I cut, and it went in only a little bit, maybe about a 1/16 of an inch on this side, but on this side, the side that I cut off, it went in much deeper. This is a paper clip, and as you can see, goes in a little bit over an inch. Maybe about 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. But that was one thing that I wasn't too happy about. Luckily for me, it was on the part that I cut off, but it could easily have been right at this part. And then I would have had to cut this even shorter. So that's one thing to keep in mind when you're buying these and you're shortening them, is you may have to go a little bit shorter than you were planning. A neat thing about these is that they have these little nodes, or simulated nodes anyways, and the neat thing is these can mark your stick. So if you're shortening it, like say my style of Kali, we end up holding the stick with about 2 to 3 fingers of space between the bottom of the hand and the bottom of the stick. Or, there's the 2 fingers space, as you can see. This is a little bit more, but you can shorten that and use these nodes as markers, or depending on the size of your hands, you could even use these nodes as palm swells, and you could hold right on the nodes, which isn't too bad. For me, it depends. This, maybe if I filed it down a bit, it'd be a little more comfortable. At first it wasn't too uncomfortable, but then as I was getting more into it, it was just digging more into my hand. No big deal. I just simply flipped it around, and held this part right here, right between this node and this node, right there. You may want to increase traction, and what I did was to this one I added some string. Okay, to this one I don't have anything on it right now, and that was for testing purposes. I'm probably going to do the same thing to this one, although I might just leave it like this, honestly. you know, it's not that bad. It's actually, it's really not bad. And I'm one who likes a lot of traction on their weapons. Because the nice thing is, with these nodes, since it flares here, you don't have to worry so much about it slipping out of your hand. So, that's a nice feature about these. So, that's pretty much it with these, with the review. I definitely recommend these, but do keep in mind about those hollow spots. And keep in mind that I definitely recommend rounding the corners for safety. Also, the reason, other than because, you know, if you're training with someone in the corner, getting them is, depending on how you hold it, some styles hold the stick with no puño sticking out. The puño being the part of the stick that sticks out, right there. They hold it with no puño sticking out. And with the sharp corners, it's really uncomfortable to hold like that. So just round up the corners, and I have to say it's a pretty nice stick. That's pretty much it. I hope this was helpful and informative. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And I'll see you in the next video. See ya.